Okay, I'm gonna get into this story about Ray Epps, but I want you to see this meme that I saw online. Maybe some of you saw it, and it really puts or sheds a light on how the media, how other people feel about people like me or people like you who understand what's really going on, that see through all the lies. But I just want to read it to you here, and I'm gonna get into the Ray Epps story. They condition you to believe that people like us are unhinged, harmful conspiracy theorists, so you don't listen to us. Because once you go down the rabbit hole and learn the truths that we have learned, there is no looking back. You'll never trust them or their systems again. And that's pretty much where I am, and I think if you're watching this, where you are. And the reason why I related to the Ray Epps story is basically right here. If you've been following what happened on January 6th, you're pretty positive, or maybe you can find something I can't, but they've pretty much painted anyone that is associated with Trump, January 6th, his followers, as terrorists, as white nationalists, as Nazis, as anything in the world you could think of, okay? So they've painted a broad brush of all those people and anyone contacted with that scenario. So you have this guy, Ray Epps, who everyone has come to question as, was he working for the FBI? What's going on with him? And if you've been following this story, Revolver News has done some really serious investigation into Ray Epps. People have said that he was working for the FBI, whether an informant or whatever other role he had. He was definitely a plant by the FBI. And if you watch, there's videos of him the night before January 6th saying we're going to march into the Capitol. There's videos of him saying on that day, let's march into the Capitol. And there's a video of him whispering in a guy's ear, and all of a sudden the attack happens. So there's definitely some questions about Ray Epps if you're following all this. There's also stuff in the way that, how was Ray Epps the number one guy on the FBI list the day after January 6th happened, because all those videos of him were coming out? What happens is all these leftists were searching for videos online, and they found all these videos of Ray Epps, and he immediately became the number one suspect on the FBI list because he's out there screaming. Basically, if you want to have an insurrection, if that's what you call it, Ray Epps was leading the insurrection, if there was such a thing. Okay. And again, anyone that's been associated with January 6th has pretty much been arrested or belittled or destroyed as a human being, as an American citizen. So now what goes on with Ray Epps is all of a sudden, I forget how far into it, but like into this investigation, they suddenly decided to take Ray Epps off as the number one guy they were looking for. All right. So that's what arose everyone's suspicion, because there's all these videos of him. If you're going to get anyone, Ray Epps would be the guy to get. All right. And now this. Okay. And now this. The New York Times inexplicably came to the defense of January 6th provocateur Ray Epps on Wednesday, characterizing him as a victim of a conspiracy theory. Right there is red flags. That's the red flag right there. That shows he's now being protected by the deep state, by everyone involved, the rhinos, the Democrats, the news media. Because if everyone else that is associated with January 6th is a terrorist, a conspiracy theorist, is just someone who wanted to overthrow the country, how is Ray Epps now being protected by the New York Times? And this goes back to the meme. When you can see what's going on, you see right through the lies, right through everything else that they're trying to do right here. You know, Ray Epps would never be protected by the New York Times. First of all, he is what is described as a far-right conservative. If anyone was that'd be Ray Epps, and they're coming to his defense. That right there is a bell ringer, if you ask me. Now, here we go. It's just been hell. Life as the victim of a January 6th conspiracy. Ray Epps became the unwitting face of an attempt by pro-Trump forces to promote the baseless idea that the FBI was behind the attack on the Capitol. This dude is on video. Basically, like I said, if you wanted to say someone was an insurrectionist, this guy is on video. Yet you have them saying a baseless conspiracy theory about Ray Epps. Of all the people whose names have come out in this January 6th charade, Ray Epps is the epitome of what they would be trying to, I guess, frame. That's him. But here you have the New York Times protecting Ray Epps. Is that not shocking? If there's ever anything that's shocking. Obscure right-wing media outlets like Revolver News use selectively edited videos and unfounded leaps of the logic to paint him as a secret federal asset in charge of a breach team responsible for setting off the riots at the Capitol. Now they were using selectively edited videos. Let me show you one of these selected edited videos. Is this not the epitome of what an insurrectionist would be?
Tomorrow, we need to go into the Capitol. Into the Capitol.
People were arrested for less than this. People were arrested who were waved in by the police. This guy is saying tomorrow we have to go into the Capitol. Listen to this.
I'm going to put it out there. I'm probably going to go to jail for it, okay? Tomorrow, we need to go into the Capitol. Into the Capitol. Peacefully.
Look at already people were resisting Ray Epps. Those are the people resisting Ray Epps, but yet they're called insurrectionists. And Ray Epps is being protected by the January 6th committee and the news media. I'm sure many of you already saw these videos, but I want to refresh it just to show you. Okay?
Our enemy is not other Americans. Our enemy is the female tape. All right.
Again, clear as day, our enemy is the Capitol. If you were trying to frame someone that was going to breach the Capitol, this guy is the epitome of what a conspiracy is, of to conspire to do something. Check it out.
All right. No, Dave, but one more thing.
Yeah, so can we go up there? No?
When we go in,
Are we going to get arrested if we go up there?
There he is, leading people. This guy is leading people into the Capitol.
to get shot.
Arrest us all?
Whisper into someone's eye, into someone's ears. And the attack begins. And yet, the New York Times is promoting Ray Epps as a victim. If you ever wanted to, if you're just a normal thinking American and you not really sure, but there's something wrong and you can't put your finger on it, this is it. This is it. They've arrested hundreds of Americans for not even doing what Ray Epps did. And here he is being protected by the New York Times. This guy is the perfect example of what they like to call a white supremacist or far right person. Yet, if you have any doubt that this guy was involved in working for the government, this right here proves it. It proves it. Because there's no way the New York Times, that hates anyone on the right, that hates America, that hates Americans, would be going out on a limb for Ray Epps. Anyway, I just wanted to show you this little story. You can go to New York Times, read it yourself, and see what they say. Why would the New York Times be writing a puff piece about maybe the one guy who is a true insurrectionist, someone who tried to get people to go into the Capitol and people were resisting him, trying to lead people into committing a crime? But again, he's being protected by the media, by the January 6th committee. You have to see what Adam Kinzinger said about him. And I just am trying to bring you out here, if you're a person on the fence, to show you that it's all lies, that everything we do is everything they do is manufactured. Anyway, thanks for watching. Keep this in mind, and this right here should show you that we're living in a world of untruths. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.